The man helped a couple treat their son's wound, but just after he finished stitching it up, they suddenly accused him of making it worse and demanded $60,000 in compensation. The man wanted to argue, but he knew he couldn't afford to draw attention right now, so he pulled out all the cash he had, thinking if he paid them off he could leave quickly. But the couple wasn't satisfied. They thought he was easy to bully. They even snatched the pendant from his medical kit, and when he fought back they smashed a bottle over his head, then dragged him to a cliff and threw him off. What they didn't know was that he wasn't an ordinary man. He was a fugitive killer on the run. Just the night before he had committed a murder, and made the news as a wanted man, to avoid suspicion, and to make it back home to see his mother and son. He had been hiding in this remote village, but fate intervened. When the couple's child was injured by a steel bar, the nearest hospital was 2 hours away. The mother panicked. Then she remembered there was a doctor in her house, so she rushed the boy to him. The man glanced at the wound and said it was too severe. He explained he was only a veterinarian, not qualified to treat this kind of injury. But the desperate couple dropped to their knees, begging him to save their son. Thinking of his own child, the man finally agreed, but warned them he wouldn't take responsibility if anything went wrong. During the operation he lost focus for a moment, and accidentally cut the boy's leg while stitching. The mother immediately seized on it as an excuse to extort him. She cursed him, accused him of crippling her son, and demanded money on the spot. The man reminded her he had made it clear he wouldn't be responsible, but she denied ever agreeing, and her husband backed her up, saying he never consented either. The man was furious. He had risked himself to save them, yet now they turned it into a scam. They even said it was his fault for volunteering. He almost pulled out his gun to kill them right there, but 2 policemen walked by outside the door to protect his identity. He swallowed his anger and offered them cash instead. The woman said it wasn't enough. She slapped him in the face, called him poor and pathetic, and had her husband block his path. They searched his bag and stole his pendant. The man was on the verge of snapping. He nearly pulled the trigger on them, but again the police passed by the house, asking if they had seen a scar-faced fugitive in a cap, greedy for the pendant. The couple lied and sent the police away. Then the husband started beating the man, but he was no match for a trained killer. Within seconds the man had him by the throat. Just then the wife smashed a bottle over his head. They thought they had killed him, so they dragged his body to a cliff and threw him off again. But miraculously, he survived, and by the time he got up and chased them, the couple had already vanished. They were on their way to the city, planning to sell the pendant for cash, but halfway there their car skidded off the road and crashed into a ditch. Panicked, they spotted a taxi approaching. The wife ran out waving for help, but the car didn't slow down. It barreled straight toward her, only slamming the brakes at the last second. She tumbled to the ground in terror. The furious couple stormed up to confront the driver, completely unaware that their reckoning had arrived, because behind the wheel was the very man they thought they had killed.